Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a screenwriter's rant on Bearry. I, it's spelled bear, and then it's got a Y on it, two R's and a Y. Bearry. It's a low budget film, and I'm really pulling for you, low budget guys, but I just this is brutal. This is brutal. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Links in the description. Let's get into it. And don't forget Bitchute and Rumble. Yeah, I'm not really. I mean, it's shot well. It's shot well. I'll say that. It sounds good. But the acting and the main problem is the dialogue. So this is a scene where they're getting divorced. And her ex is like waiting for her to sign the papers. And he's just acting so obnoxious. Like he's saying, I got a new girl now. Hurry up and sign the papers. Like, no, that's not. No, sorry. Because in divorce, especially in California, where I assume this was shot, the women can really screw you over. Oh, yeah, they can get you. So, you don't want to antagonize them before they sign the papers. Trust me. You just want them to sign and move on with your life. You know, if he's got another girl, then he's wasting his time and his breath winding up his ex. Once she signs the papers, that's a different story. But he's actually antagonizing her as she's about to sign the divorce papers. Why? She could refuse to sign them, and then where are you going to be? Where are you going to be then? Okay, I won't sign them. Yeah, give me a week. What? It's just stupid, and marriage is such a non-thing anyway. They dragged out this. It really felt like you dragged out the scene for no reason, and just to make her ex be obnoxious. There's plenty of ways to make an ex obnoxious. You don't have to do that. He could just be a jerk. He could just be like, "Here you go, sign the papers," and then after she signs the paper, all right, I am out of here. I'm gonna go, and then he could, rail against her, and then that makes him more of a jerk, right? He's pretending to be nice, and then he turns it around. And she's bummed about her marriage, of course, and her friend is like, "Oh, we'll get you through it." And then she's got another hot friend. I got to say, her other friend, smoking hot. I mean, no offense to the lead actress, but she's pretty cute too. But her other friend, smoking. So they buy her Bearry, a giant teddy bear, and basically he's like Chucky. He's Chucky. I don't know why they don't explain that in the trailer. Like in Chucky, there was a whole explanation of why Chucky came to life. I don't see that in this trailer. So then they for some reason show a montage in the same trailer of her going on dating at a bunch of dates, a bunch of Tinder dates. Obviously, they say, "Oh, use the Tinder app or use a dating app." They don't say Tinder, and then she has a bunch of horrible dates that are very, again, two-dimensional. Like, a guy on a date saying, "Oh, baby, I got to see the goods." Like, I've heard horror stories about women going on dates with guys from dating apps. 20 years ago, it was a relatively new thing, and guys, psychopaths basically didn't know how to act on dates, didn't know how to make it work. But this is just, again, it's just it's terrible dialogue. It's just not realistic in the slightest. And this, I assume, is her gay friend that she drinks wine with. And so they get drunk and sit on Bearry. And then the ex comes back into the picture for some reason. Again, very two-dimensional. And then Bearry starts killing everybody, right? I guess he kills her ex, and then the cops come. And at first, Bearry's just there. And then she finally meets a nice guy. And she tells Bearry, for some reason, suddenly embracing the bear. But then more people die, I guess. And they actually show the bear, like, smashing a picture. Let's see if we can find a shot of the bear. Not a lot of them. And then the bear just goes on a rampage, starts killing people. Here's the bear with a baseball bat smashing things. Like, there's no subtlety to this. I mean, I get what you're doing. You're doing Chucky, but you know, it's supposed to be more subtle, like what was that, and then like you don't want to see the bear move a lot. It's obviously a guy in a bear suit, obviously, but there's a scene where the bear, I can't find it, but he's actually smashing, you know, the bed. Yeah, here it is. He's actually going. I'll just play a little bit for you. Oh, I got the music on. Sorry. Yeah, there he is, and then somebody with a shotgun. You know, like, it's just dumb to see the bear get frustrated. He's not a person, or if he is, tell us why he's a person. You know, like Chucky, a person was trapped inside a Chucky, right? He was, I think it was Joe Pantalone, wasn't it? Wasn't Joe Pantalone the first Chucky? And they trap him in there because of a voodoo spell. Like, okay, something like that is an explanation, not just Bearry suddenly comes to life. Written by Kathleen W. Huang and Anthony Worley, directed by Alex T. Huang. Oh, so the Wangs worked on this together. Executive producer Kathleen W. Huang. Huang. Is that how you say that? Huang. And produced by Thomas Haley and Alex T. Huang. It's low budget, so I get it. An Alex T. Huang film. It's just, the script is bad, in my view. It's just bad script, bad dialogue. Every word of the script is like cringe, you know. And the actors aren't helping it. I don't blame the actors. The lead woman is okay. She's actually more nuanced than anybody else in the trailer, so she's okay. I assume that's Sarah French. The rest of the actors aren't. Maybe the detectives, but other than them, are kind of not helping the situation. And you know, actors, especially in a low budget, they can interpret the words if they want, but a lot of that's on the director too. This is why the director gets all the credit and all the blame a lot of times. The director could have said, you know, make that sound realistic. Say that in a more realistic way. You know? Hey, you know, a director can turn it up and turn it down. So if you got an actor and he's a bit low energy, you could say, hey, you know, with a little more feeling, please, or whatever. And if an actor just sounds really weird and wooden saying the lines, you could say, well, you know, why don't you make that a little more, slang it up a bit. You know, hey, B, hey, you B, I'm divorcing you. I want you out of my life. You know, just if you let the actors loosen up a bit and improv, you can get better performances out of them. Now, you don't want to go too far. Obviously, it's a low budget movie. They're pressed for time, but, you know, I mean, it's not the level of a trauma film, but it's not much more beyond that. Right? This is like a very well produced trauma film with better actors, but man, the script, in my view, this script needed a major rewrite. And look, if you had rewritten the script, probably would have been a lot better. Probably would have played okay. Now, I don't know what the explanation is for Bearry even existing. That would be key to selling this. And the fact that it's not in the trailer, that just suggests that, you know, maybe they did a Ted thing, like, oh, Bearry just comes to life. Yeah, I guess you could do that. But you know, not even to put it in the trailer, to have that moment where Bearry just turns his head or whatever. I couldn't watch this movie. Sorry. You know, I'd watch it ironically and laugh at it in that sort of B-movie way. And I think that's the way most people will watch it. No offense. I don't think anybody who worked on this movie is going to take offense at that. But I wouldn't call it good. I would say maybe it's a fun, bad movie to watch. So the first act, she gets divorced. Her ex is horrible. And her friends come over and they get her Bearry. And at first she's like, oh, yeah, whatever. Big giant teddy bear. Ha ha ha. I'm going to go out on some dates, try to get my life back together. And then, second act, she goes on some dates. None of them work out. She's constantly complaining to Bearry because she's alone. And now, I don't know, she drinks wine with her gay friend and nothing's working out. And I don't know. Bearry just sits there and listens, I guess. And then at some point, the ex comes back into the fold and Bearry kills him, I guess. And the cops are like, hey, your ex is dead. And she's got a perfect alibi and it all works out. And at first it's like, oh, maybe this could work out for her. You know, maybe Bearry is a guardian angel. But then it turns dark, right? She finally gets a boyfriend, you know, a guy who's nice, and the bear doesn't like it and apparently gets very frustrated. So the bear is now killing off other people, and that she does like, including her friend, I think, gets killed. And then, let's see if I can get a shot of the bear. Yeah, there we go. One of her friends gets killed, or two of them, and then next thing you know, she starts to realize, well, what is Bearry? And then she throws him out, and he comes back, and in the third act, it's a fight against a giant teddy bear, I guess, Bearry. Yeah, I mean, this movie should be short as F, and really, it would be a fine short film. Yeah, fine short film, you know, but 90 minutes of this, brutal, absolutely brutal. Especially with this dialogue I'm hearing in the trailer. Now, maybe there's better dialogue in the movie, but you needed a rewrite. You should have come to the script doctor. And that's it for me, Tony D. Just my opinion, by the way. All just my opinion. All my videos are just my opinion. To see more of my opinions, go to Bitchute and Rumble. Joan and I will see you tomorrow.